Well, good morning, guys. It's Pastor Andy. Today's August the 16th, and we're looking together at Psalm 139. I know I say this a lot, but Psalm 139 is a special psalm. In fact, I know I have a lot of favorites. This is my all-time favorite psalm. I love this one and Psalm 23. Those are my two top psalms, but in this one there's just so many special things in this chapter. I want us to look at them together. This chapter has to do with a right relationship with God. It starts off in verse 1. O Lord, you have examined my heart. That word examine means to look into with pain and care. It's like mining for gold or searching out a legal case. You're really digging down in and looking into things. O Lord, you have examined my heart and know everything about me. You know when I sit down and stand up. You know my thoughts, even when I'm far away. God, you know everything about me. You know everything that I do. You even know every thought that I think. That's an incredible God who cares enough about us to be that personally involved. He goes down in verse 7. I can never escape from your spirit. I can never get away from your presence. If I go up to heaven, you're there. If I go down to the grave, you're there. If I ride the wings of the morning, if I dwell in the farthest oceans, even there your hand will guide me and your strength will support me. No matter where I am, God, you are already there. I can't hide from you. I can never get away from you. You are everywhere. There's a big word that means that God is everywhere, and that's omnipresent. That means God is everywhere. And that's what David is saying. God, you're everywhere even before I get there. So I know that you'll always guide me with your hand and strengthen and support me. Verse 14, thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. God, you're the one who formed my body. You were there. You were taking care of me. This just proves that life begins at conception. You saw me, verse 16, you saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. So he forms our bodies and he plans our days. He knows every day that I will live, everything about those days. He has a plan for every single one of those days. Verse 17 and 18 are two of my favorite verses in the psalm. And it says, how precious are your thoughts about me, O God. They cannot be numbered. Do you realize God is thinking about you constantly? He thinks about us so much that it can't even be numbered. I cannot even count them. Verse 18, they outnumber the grains of sand. And when I awake, you are still with me. I love that. God, you are always there. Then down in verse 23, two of the most popular, famous verses in the psalm. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Point out anything in me that offends you and lead me along the path of everlasting life. What a prayer that we should be praying to God every day. God, search me. Know my heart. Examine my life. See if there's anything in there that offends you. Help me to make it right. And lead me in the path of everlasting life. Lead me in the way that is going to please you. Guide my steps. What a powerful psalm. This is a psalm that I quote many of these verses when I pray many times every day, but especially 23 and 24. Search me, O God, and know my heart. God, would you just search me? Would you make sure that my motives are right? Would you make sure that my heart is right? Would you make sure that I'm doing what's right? Test me and know my anxious thoughts. I am an anxious person, God, and I know that you know my thoughts. Help me to think right thoughts. Help me to think thoughts that would bring honor and glory to you, that would be pleasing to you. Point out anything in my life that offends you, anything that I'm wrong, any sin in my life. Would you point it out, God? I want to keep a short account with you and lead me in that path that you've laid out for me today. What a great prayer. I hope you'll take some time today. You'll read this psalm and you'll pray these verses to the Lord, and that you'll mean them with your heart. Get in this psalm. See what God has for you. And until tomorrow, God bless you and have a great day.